The current state is a little bit confusing.
I personally have been wearing mine again.
Now at 11, unsure whether to start masking up again as cases climb and the Delta variant spreads? You're not alone. Plus, crews are finally getting a handle on the massive bootleg fire burning in southern Oregon. Still, it remains the largest wildfire in the country tonight. And
while we haven't had, the chip that's broken the case, maybe the next one will be.
more than a decade after he disappeared, Kyron Horman's family is not backing down on their quest to find their missing son.
This is KGW News at 11.
I got to witness for the brief time that I supervised him, just his heart for people and his heart to just better the community around him.
Tributes are pouring in to remember a Clark County Sheriff's Sergeant killed in the line of duty. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Folgers. A memorial service is just a few days away for Sergeant Jeremy Brown. It's happening Tuesday afternoon at A Casino Resort. Tim Gordon has a look at the planning and the love that's going into honoring Sergeant Brown.
A sheriff's patrol vehicle is parked on the grass at the West Precinct office to honor fallen Sergeant Jeremy Brown. People have been leaving flowers and balloons to pay their respects. The sheriff's detective was killed July 23rd while doing surveillance at an apartment complex, allegedly shot by one of the suspects he was watching as he sat in his unmarked car. This tribute and all the support for Brown, his family, and the sheriff's office means a lot.
It just shows in times like this, when we feel at our lowest, morale-wise, because of a dear friend's loss, the community's really stepped up. So that's the first thing I'd like to say is thank you.
Just dump it in, please.
For more than a week now, volunteers behind the scenes have been feeding Sheriff's Office employees, along with other volunteers from Behind the Badge, the group dedicated to planning Jeremy Brown's memorial service just the way his family wants it. That service will be this Tuesday at 1 p.m. at A with a venue that can hold a lot of people.
They have a capacity of around 3,000. There will be a lot of law enforcement personnel there from all over the state and the country.
Sergeant Alex Schoening says law enforcement agencies from as far away as New York and Florida have expressed interest in coming, and from a place with a special connection.
Sergeant Brown was a reserve deputy in Missoula County in Montana, so we will have representation from there.
All this to remember and honor a man who had badge number 4383, now on black bands worn by others like Sergeant Schoening.
I'm privileged to do so. He served his community with honor and with dignity and with integrity, and I supervised him, and I got to witness for the brief time that I supervised him, just his heart for people and his heart to just better the community around him.
Oh, we don't have all the details of the procession route, but we do know it'll use the interstate and end up here at A. Now, if you can't come in person or you'd rather watch from a distance, KGW will be live streaming the entire service. In Ridgefield, Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Now, you can watch that live stream wherever you are, but there will be a gathering place to watch it as well. Organizers have set up a satellite viewing at Vancouver Church. That's at the address there at the bottom of your screen, 3300 Northeast 78th Street in Hazeldale. Crews fought a brush fire in Oregon City early this morning. It broke out near the elevator on the bluff below High Street. Crews quickly got it under control, and luckily no one was hurt. They're still trying to figure out what caused that fire. Meantime, in southern Oregon, at least 161 homes are now gone in the bootleg fire. Flames are burning nearly 414,000 acres, but tonight, some hopeful news. Containment is now up to 74%. Galen Etlin checks out how things have improved for firefighters and the possible challenges still ahead.
Whoa, see, right there.
Just like that.
Firefighters like Zane Thompson work late into the night.
So over here we had a stump hole that was hot.
Putting out hot spots in the bootleg fire. This one in the root system of a burned tree. His crew is from Utah.
And to be able to come from out of state to work with all these different agencies, it's been awesome.
By day, crews are gaining ground too.
Sounds like things are trending the right direction now.
We've been able to take advantage of some good weather days.
Al Nash is working on Oregon's bootleg fire, coming from the Montana Dakota's office of the Bureau of Land Management.
Cooler, a little wetter, and not as windy. And all of those things benefit firefighters.
It's a welcome change after the fire destroyed 161 homes, more than 200 other buildings, and more than 300 cars. But drier, windier weather is still in the forecast for this week.
Starting to feel a little more comfortable on the bootleg fire, but we don't want to let our guard down.
A drive through burned trees shows just how remote a lot of this fire has been. This lookout tower, surrounded by damage, somehow survived. The National Guard is also helping in the fight, working to contain growth to the north and east.
It's really, really traumatizing, I know, for communities.
Governor Kate Brown visited crews in Klamath County on Thursday, noting how new laws sped up the fire response this year.
We have twice as many fires as we had this time last year.
This is a taxing year.
Nash says the early fire season is expected to last at least through part of fall.
There are going to be firefighters working on the perimeter of the bootleg fire for weeks to come.
So from crews on the front lines like Zane Thompson, a reminder to stay alert and be fire safe.
It's been great to see the different communities working together to prevent these fires and fight them.
Galen Etlin, KGW News.
Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Joe, how is our forecast looking for those firefighting conditions ahead?
Well, they're going to be seeing a little bit of some showers over the next couple of days, Brittany, but with those showers will be thunderstorms. So the fire danger is still going to be remaining high here basically until Wednesday or Thursday. You can see on the radar, most of the showers and the thunderstorms have been well south of us, especially over near Bend and Redmond, just east of where that fire is burning, the bootleg fire over near Lakeview. That's where a good amount of clusters of thunderstorms have been moving through here just the last couple of hours. And that's the kind of the forecast we're going to continue to see here the next couple of days. We'll kind of zoom in a little bit. You can see along Highway 395. That's where most of the thunderstorms have been moving through parts of eastern Oregon and into southern Oregon. The forecast in the area where the bootleg fire is burning looks like this. You're going to be seeing warm temperatures anywhere from the low, maybe in the mid 90s in a few spots. I'm expecting to see thunderstorms in the forecast through parts of Monday afternoon, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. And with those thunderstorms, there's still a chance to be seeing some areas of smoke and haze. That hasn't changed here the last couple of days, but some of that smoke and haze could move into our area starting tomorrow and into Tuesday. The warnings look like this. Near Lakeview, you have that fire weather warning in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. There's also a heat advisory through parts of Medford and southern Oregon the next couple of days. Temperatures will be anywhere from the upper 90s to low 100s, and you can kind of see where that advisory stretches. As we go to the hour-by-hour forecast in the Futurecast, we'll be seeing mainly clear skies tomorrow, but there is a chance to see some thunderstorms bubble up throughout the Oregon Cascades tomorrow afternoon. Of course, some of those thunderstorms could be dry too, which means there could be another concern for the spread of wildfires with some of those lightning-caused fires that we haven't been seeing evidence here the last couple of weeks. And Brittany, there is good news with the forecast overall heading in the later part of the week. I'm tracking some cooler conditions and widespread showers as well. I'll talk more about that a little bit later on.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. The uptick in COVID cases here and across the country has reignited talk of mask recommendations and mandates. New data likens the Delta variant spread to the chickenpox. CDC scientists have now discovered the Delta variant spreads as easily as the common cold, and that fully vaccinated people can easily transmit the virus. Experts say the surging variant makes up at least 88% of all cases here in Oregon. Those concerning findings are why the CDC has called for people who are vaccinated to also wear masks indoors in high-risk communities. Governor Kate Brown and Oregon health officials say they have no plans to ask for a new statewide mask mandate. They're leaving it up to cities or counties. Multnomah County health officials recommend everyone, vaccinated or not, wear a mask indoors.
I think that it's beginning to be, it's more confusing than ever right now with all of the information that's kind of being tossed around by everybody.
I feel like whatever's necessary for safety, obviously, like when it comes to mask mandates, I'm perfectly willing to wear a mask indoors and outdoors if in a crowd and stuff. I'm vaccinated, so I don't feel as wary as I did this time last year.
Personally, I know that I'm vaccinated, so I'm not wearing it. Only where I see the sign. If you are vaccinated, don't wear it. So I'm following the regulation of any store that I do go in, like Costco or the mall or any, I read what's their sign, what's their policy, and I follow their policy. I'm not gonna go into their place and argue.
Despite the spike in cases, it's important to remember here the country as a whole is nowhere near last winter's surge in cases or the daily death count. It's been more than 11 years since 7-year-old Kyron Horman disappeared from Skyline Elementary School in Portland, but his family has never given up hope that he'll be found. Today, they hosted Kyron's car show for the 10th year in a row to raise awareness about his case and other missing kids. We spoke with Kyron's dad about the support their family continues to get.
It's just inspiring to see how dedicated and involved some folks are with that awareness effort. It's awesome. And it just continues and continues. And, especially with all the stuff going on in the world right now, people have their attention on a lot of different things, and yet they're still helping with this. So it's awesome.
And Kyron's dad there says that investigators are still giving the family updates on his case. Police have focused on Kyron's stepmom, Terry Horman, who was the last person to see Kyron before he went missing. She has denied being involved in his disappearance and has never been charged.